Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Think Tank Sports. Think Tank Sports, where we think and you listen. Check us out on the socials. That's Facebook. That's 10. Mike's doing the X, I guess, if that's what it's really called. And the IG. Listen to us on Spotify for podcasters or wherever you get your podcasts. And watch these glorious faces on YouTube. We're out there for that too, if you're interested. Yep, we got smiles and hand gestures and bad 1990s dancing moves going on. Anyways, here we are once again with Stevie Covers and Mike doing our weekly Lose With Us segment here at Think Tank Sports. You certainly could be losing with us, some more than others, Mike, based on how things have gone, although Mike's been better this year than last year, so I can't totally kill him as much as I did last year, which was totally enjoyable all the way, the whole season from my part. Anyways, first, Mike, how the heck are you?
I'm doing great. I always enjoy coming on Thursday nights and recording this segment where you gentlemen like to kick me when I'm down. And I think that might be a theme this week, boys. I don't always have a theme, but kicking them when they're down, I believe, is going to be a theme this week. Stevie Covers, I did go 0 for 4. I'll get out ahead of it before you announce that to the tens of our listeners. And what are you going to do? You have those weeks sometimes, and one was a heartbreaker. But Stevie, give us the recap. And first of all, how the heck are you?
Oh, I'm doing good, Mike. And some of us have those weeks more often than others do.
Yes.
Go back and listen to last year's episodes, and Mike had a couple of old New York bagels.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Last
Strung
year.
them right together. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And this year, just to recap Mike's glory from this past week, folks, he had the USC money line parlayed with the over, but that part didn't matter because USC didn't win.
Got
They looked
clobbered 48-20.
they looked bad.
Complete
Yeah,
opposite of what I thought Notre Dame was going to look like. I thought they'd be flat and tired, and just they came out incredibly. The great coaching job. That's all I can say. Sorry.
yeah. And then Mike had the over in the 49ers game, and he took a missed field goal right in the chin on that one. And then bizarrely took the Bears money line and the Iowa over. Like what were we doing?
I don't know. I listened to a Chicago podcast that they're big Bear fans, and I was getting feeling they were getting excited about Justin Fields. Almost looked better. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm trying
boy,
to play
Mike.
contrarian, especially with the Iowa stuff, and that didn't play.
Yeah, no, just don't
Yeah.
don't do
A
that.
couple other quick highlights. Dave got a push on the Oregon Washington game.
Oh,
Maybe the college football game of the year.
yeah.
And
Oh, tremendous.
had the Ducks +3, so got a push there. I nailed my LSU at home at night bet. A couple of good ones. Overall, Mike, down 100 units for the week. Obviously, you go over 4, you're going to lose all your units. Kind of the way it goes.
Right.
I finished in second, which was not hard to do, thanks to Mike, but still finished in the positive 17.27 units. Even though I went 2 and 2, I allocated my units properly and still came out ahead. And Dave went 2, 1, and 1 and came out ahead 34 units for the week. So for the season, Dave's in the lead, up 120 units. Well done, David.
Good job, buddy.
I leapfrogged Mike, or should I say Mike leapfrogged me backwards. So I'm in second place. I went from -8 units on the season to +8 units on the season.
Wow.
So sitting right at dead even still. And then Mike, huge step backwards, -28.
Oh,
As a group, we're up 100 units.
wow. And last week, just to point out, Mike was at +71.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
yes. Thank you for doing the math.
-20. I didn't have to do the math. I wrote the numbers down from last week and I wrote them from this week. I'm just reading off the teleprompter.
Did we mention that Mike went 0 for 4 last week? We should probably mention.
Oh, yeah. Let's put that over 4 as
Fair.
well. Yes. Oh, for
Well,
4.
they say, gentlemen, the phrase is don't kick a man when he's down, but I say kick a man when he's down and see what he's got to fight back with.
Oh
And I'm
boy.
going to kick the Philadelphia Eagles while they're down. I'm going to
Oh,
start right off with my
jeez.
first bet.
All
Lost their
right.
first game of the season. Really, Lane Johnson went out, and that line just crumbled like a cheap suit in the rain.
There it
And
is.
they're playing the Dolphins this week. So I'm just going to easy does it. Dolphins money line plus 114 for 30 units. I think this Dolphins team wants to make a statement to the NFL as a whole, and that the Eagles are a little bit of a bird with a broken wing here. So we're going to kick the Eagles while they're down 30 units plus 114 for the Dolphins. Anybody?
Yeah, I looked at that. I looked at the game. It's just, for me, it's just too close to call. I was like, it's plus, or the Eagles minus 2.5. And I'm like, they're begging you, they're begging you, they're begging you. And I'm like, I'm just not certain which, even though we're talking about 2 5-1 teams, I'm not sure which 5-1 team is going to show up for either of them. The Dolphins, could give up 40, 50 points, or they could score 40, 50 points.
70.
Yeah. So for me, it was just not a game that I could legitimately think about. So Mike's going with his gut here. That tells him
gut. Yes.
the Eagles are going to get crushed.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. It's going to be won or lost in the trenches. I think the Eagles secondary is not good, and the Dolphins are fast as hell at wide receiver. We know that. But will the Eagles defensive line get enough pressure to force the Dolphins to make quick throws?
Yeah.
That's going to be the key to the game, because if they let the Dolphins get down the field on long, 15 to 20-yard routes, it's going to be a long afternoon for the Eagles. So it's going to be the Eagles defensive line that's going to have to win the game for them.
Interesting. Well, I'll take, like I said, I like that matchup, so I went with it. Dave, enlighten us with your brilliance.
I'm going to start in the college game. I don't know. There's not a lot of like really intriguing college matchups this week. I mean, obviously have Penn State, Ohio State, and that's just a huge matchup. I haven't seen either one of those teams play. And that's 3 versus 7. So I stayed away from that. I am looking at a terrible Virginia team playing at number 10, North Carolina. North Carolina favored by 23.5 points. I think that's a joke. I think they're going to win by more than that. So I'm taking the Tar Heels minus 23.5 for 25 units.
It'll be interesting to see, if the Tar Heels can hang in at the end of the year and get a big game against Florida State in the conference championship. But I'm not sold that they're for real, but everybody's for real against Virginia, so you can't go wrong betting against them.
Yeah, it feels like a layup. So as Mike usually says, that means it probably isn't, but I'm going to try it anyway.
Right.
Yeah, it could be a good draft showcase game for Drake May. If he puts up some huge numbers. So I am, last 2 weeks I've done 40 unit bets on college games. I've gone over 2 on those. So I've got to hit one, right? Just keep plugging. I'll use Mike's logic.
Oh no, that's
my mentality, right?
Another 40 unit game here. So I'm going with the Hook'em Horns, Texas Longhorns against the Houston Cougars. Over under is 61. I think that's an easy over. I think Texas is going to run all over a terrible Houston team. Dana Holgerson on his way out. Houston has been awful. So I'll take over 61 on Texas and Houston. That seems like it's too low to me.
Nice. I saw West Virginia playing the other day, and I was like, isn't Dana Holgerson still there? And I was like, nope. No, he is not. I've played Texas a couple times. I think they're really good. And Houston, despite their crazy comeback this last week. Yeah, that's no. Just no.
What a disappointment Holgerson's been there for sure. But I like that one a lot. Points to be had everywhere in that game, Steve. Uh, Kicking people while they're down. There's no two teams down more than the Chicago Bears, aforementioned, and the Las Vegas Raiders. And the two of them are, when they get together, you throw the record books out the door, folks. Anything could happen, including so in fairness, I was looking for a Max Crosby sacks prop, and I just couldn't find one that I liked. But then I ran across this one. Will there be a quarter with no score? Neither team to score. A double bagel quarter.
Oh, you got a bagel theme going. I see.
Double bagel.
Double bagel. Uh-oh.
That's right.
So this is bound to go bad.
I say yes, there will be a quarter with no points scored. That's plus 185, gentlemen, for 20 units.
Ooh, okay.
A quarter with no points. So when they scroll the box score, we'll have a double bagel.
And that's any quarter.
Right.
Yep.
That's the first quarter. You get the second quarter. You get the third quarter, and then the fourth.
You have 4 options for bagels. Okay.
So many bagel options.
So many bagel options.
Nothing. Okay, Dave, you're up.
Yep. No. Yeah. So one of the, I guess, kind of intriguing matchups this week, later on, because it's on the West Coast, is Utah at USC. USC favored by 7. I ventured out a little bit into a little, different kind of bet. I looked at some of the props, which I don't normally do. And USC, despite the slouch performance against Notre Dame, I think they're going to bounce back. Their offense is still very good. So I have USC's total points. The over is minus 30.5, and that is minus 120.
How many units are you doing?
25.
So USD to score are over
30.5. Yep.
Okay. Is that game in Pasadena or is it in Salt Lake?
Pasadena.
It's in Pasadena.
Okay. That makes me feel better about that bet. Utah's defense has been serious this year. If that game was in Salt Lake, I would not like this bet. But since it's in Pasadena, I don't mind it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you for
I'll
your
reserve
input.
a remark until future.
Here we go.
Oh, jeez.
This guy, Mr. Reserve Remarks. Okay.
Yep.
All right. My second college bet is a game that Dave mentioned in passing. The Ohio State University against Pennsylvania State Nittany Lions. 4-point spread on this one. I was trying to guess what the spread would be before I looked at the game, and I couldn't decide who would be favored. Ohio State's at home, so I guess it makes sense that they're favored. They're favored by 4.
Yeah.
But I had to have a piece of this game. I have no idea who's going to win, so I'm just going to take the points. Give me State Penn plus the 4 points at the shoe. It'll be fun to watch and cheer for something. So I'll do 20 units, on State Penn plus 4.
Yeah, I mean that feels fair. It's a noon game too, so they didn't shift it around, put it later in the day or anything like that. Huge matchup early in the day, so make sure to get on your TV sets early and watch that. Yeah, put some stuff down on the best game and see what happens, Stevie. Good job.
Yeah, I think Penn State, they need to bust through that glass ceiling of
they do.
Ohio State and Michigan, and them being the little brother. And this is a great opportunity. They think they've got the quarterback in Drew Aller, however you pronounce his last name. And so it'll be a great matchup. So I'm glad you took the points there. That's a good idea. Very good.
All right, Mike, this is the part where you bet the Iowa over.
Oh no. This is the parlay coming up.
All right, I'll go there. I was going to save it for last since it's my biggest bet of the week. But since you've already talked about the game, Dave,
burst your bubble.
Going to go opposite double dip, Dave, with a same game parlay. I love the Utah defense. Defense does travel. The USC defense is terrible, and what they showed offensively last week is going to be a blueprint for all other teams on how to attack the interior and put pressure on Caleb Williams. So I like Utah over 22.5, and Utah over 2.5 touchdowns. Parlay those three things plus 290 for 20 units. So Utah money line, over 22.5 for the Utah score, and over 2.5 touchdowns for Utah. The Utes. Now, is Cam Rising playing? I don't think he's playing all year. Every week it's, he's going to practice and he looks good, and then we get Nick Johnson or whatever his name is. So doesn't matter to me, though. I think Utah's going to run the ball, and just USC, I think they're in the gauntlet of 3 games they can lose. And so that's my theory on that one, boys. What do you think?
What's
I know
your
what Dave thinks, because
what's your wager and the odds on that again, Mike?
plus 290 for 20 units. 20.
Okay, gotcha.
Yep.
Perfect. Yeah, I think the odds are probably also plus 290 for Mike staying awake through that whole game.
Bet the under. Yeah, for sure.
Bet the under. Yep, that
For
is
sure.
That will be
Right.
sleepy time down south.
Oh, that's prime time for me, so I will be tuned into that game because that should be a good one.
Yep.
Should be a fun one either way. What do you got, Dave?
I am switching to the NFL. A lot of tight lines this week. We've seen some bigger lines in the NFL, but not this week. There's a lot that are just really, really close. But the one I think is utterly just screaming, and I don't like it, but I'm taking it, is the Chargers at the Chiefs. The Chiefs are favored by 5.5. I mean, seriously, the Chiefs are definitely going to be a touchdown better than the Chargers. I just think that's ridiculous. The Chargers are so inconsistent. And the Chiefs, as Mike and I talked this week, and you can listen to our podcast on the NFL, the Chiefs have not played a really good game yet. I'm not saying they're going to do this against the Chargers, but they don't have to play all that well, and they're a touchdown better. So the Chiefs minus 5.5, 30 units on that one.
Yep. I almost did the same thing. I backed away because I like some other stuff. But yeah, very good. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, I like that one too. Justin Herbert looked, pretty bad last
Worst
week.
game of his career last week,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, pretty bad. And Mahomes is in the business of owning things now, so we'll see if he owns the Chargers this week. But yeah, I was a little surprised at the 5.5 too. So I'm glad somebody took it.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. Stevie, what's your third one?
So my third one is we're going with the Seattle Seahawks. I think that they're due for a big offensive game.
Okay.
And the right opponent for that would be the Arizona Cardinals.
Yes, it would.
I think they can score some points against the Arizona Cardinals. So I found a prop bet that I like. It's DK Metcalf and Tyler Lockett to combine for 160 receiving yards. That seems doable to me. Basically 80 yards apiece in the game.
Yeah, as long as DJ Metcalf is not throwing defenders to the ground and actually running his routes, you got a chance.
Yeah. And at plus 175. Yeah,
all
plus
right.
175. I thought that was some good value there. So I'm going to do 30 units on that, on the Seahawks top 2 receivers to combine for 160. Not any two, specifically DK and Lockett.
Yep.
Right.
No, I like it.
Yeah. Always fun to root for offense, as they say. And certainly with the Sea Chickens can get that done. My last bet or proposition here is another Pac-12 game. When I looked at lines that you said, Dave, the line you just had screamed out to you.
Yeah.
This one screamed to me. Washington State going against a wounded Oregon Duck team that lost a tremendous football game. I think that they're going to be sluggish early. Will they ultimately win the game? Of course. I think they're under no delusion that Washington State's going to win. But plus 20 in a Pac-12 where you have very good quarterback play on both sides of the ball, admittedly, but just plus 20 with Washington State. I had to take it. So I'll take that. That is minus 108. And I did that for 30 units, gentlemen. So Washington State Cougars, and that's a 3:30 kick. So I should see most of that one. Probably stay up to the end of that
one. One would hope, Mike. One would hope.
That was another line I was surprised at. But then, Oregon is capable of putting up 60, right? So if they win,
sure.
If they win 60-37, they cover. So I stayed away from it just because they can score so much. Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't think they'll be inspired enough to. I think they're still gonna have a little bit of a hangover, especially in the first half. David?
Yep, no, that's fair. I struggled with my second pick again because there's a lot of these close lines. But looking at arguably one of the other better games of the week in the NFL is the Lions at the Ravens. The Lions potentially with some serious troubles with their running game, looking like potentially all three running backs might be out. Still a little early on Thursday, but that plus I just think the Ravens defense has played so well. I think this is one of those games that the Lions are going to need to learn from as they move forward in their season. And I'm taking the Ravens. So it's the Ravens -3 and 20 units for that one.
Interesting. There's a lot of consensus. A lot of folks saying that the Lions are the best team in the league now.
Yeah.
And did I hear that right? Your reasoning for taking the Ravens is the Lions need to learn something?
Well, no, I think the running back situation for the Lions, and also I just think the Ravens are really good, and this is going to be a game that the Lions are not going to play particularly well and will learn from it for their future part of the season. I just think the Ravens are playing a little bit better right now and will show the Lions that they still have a little bit to learn about success in the NFL.
It reminds me of the old Syracuse basketball days when they would schedule 73 cupcakes to start the season. They'd be 18-0, and Jim Boeheim would be like, "Oh, we need to win a tight game against Colgate next week so we can learn a lesson on adversity." Please. How long are the Lions going to pay a tax for being horrible in the past? I mean, really, they've been one of the best teams the last second half of last season and so far this season. So if they beat the Ravens handily, that should change.
And on the road too, definitely.
Yeah, that being said, I think the Ravens have a really good shot in this game with their defense. So I stayed away from that, but it's good for you for having the man parts to handle that, Dave.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Steven?
Okay, stay with me here, folks.
Boy.
We did I did a teaser this week.
All right.
To just to remind everybody what a teaser is. It's the same thing as a parlay, except you get some extra points on all your picks. So you need to win all of your picks, and then you give up some odds in order to get the extra points on your picks. So
gotcha.
I put 3 games into it. First is the Lions Ravens game that we were just talking about. So as an example, the spread on that game is 3. I took the Lions on a 6-point teaser. So that takes the line from +3 to +9. So I have the Lions +9 against the Ravens.
Wow.
I took the over in the Las Vegas Raiders Chicago Bears game, which started at 37.5. So with the 6 extra points on there, I just have to get over 31.5, which should be achievable in a professional football game. And then the third pick, should be. The third pick, another should be over on the Mike's beloved New York Giants. The over-under on that game was 37.5. So I took that one down to 31.5. So to win my bet, I need Lions +9 Giants over 31.5, Raiders and Bears over 31.5. That's for 10 units, and the odds on that are plus 160.
Wow.
Well, that's pretty good for getting 6 points on each one of those legs. You said Giants, but you meant Giants and Commanders over 31, not
Yes.
just a Giant team total, right?
Correct. Yeah,
Okay.
Giants and Commanders. Yeah, over 31.5. Yep.
Yeah, I used to play those back in the day when gambling wasn't quite as above board as it is now, and I had money to do that with. Not, I love it. I love it. So it just feels right, getting those extra 6 on each of them, and the Detroit leg. I like it all, Steve. What do you think, Dave?
I wonder what happened to your money from those days, Mike. I wonder if maybe gambled it away.
No gambling problems here.
No. I'm a little wary of the Giants Commanders. I don't know why. It just feels like a game that is just going to be extremely low scoring, even at 31.5. So I don't know why, but the rest of it, I like it. It's 3.
Oh, I know why. It's because you just watched the Bills stumble their way to
14-9. Yeah.
They accidentally won against the Giants.
So anyways, yep, that's out there.
I was over it.
Yeah. Yep. No.
All right, Stevie, I wanted to take a moment while we're on this podcast to have you plug the other social media posts that you do with the beverages. Particularly enjoyed the Mountain Dew, hard Mountain Dew one you just had up. But what's it called? Where can we find it? All those things.
Yeah, just go to my Instagram, at Gross Guy Steve on Instagram, all one word. And basically I am just I'm doing taste testing on and doing reviews. When you go to the gas station and you look in the cooler of the single serve alcoholic beverages and you're like, who buys those things? Me. I buy those things.
There it is.
And I drink them and I tell you how good or terrible they are. And the recipe for the video is pretty much, I show you the drink, you think to yourself, gosh, that's going to be awful. And then I drink it and it's awful.
Yep.
That's pretty much how most of them go. But yeah, go check them out. Give me a follow if you want to do that.
Yes. The review guy with the awesome little logo that comes flying in with Stevie in there. It's hilarious. Yep. It's definitely worth a watch.
Some are saying, not me, but some are saying, Steve, that you might use those skills of graphics and music and cutting things in and out for other podcasts you're on. Some are saying, I would never say that to you to your face, but some are saying that. But anyway, we appreciate.
Here's a dirty little secret. I don't know how to do that stuff. A friend of mine told me, "Hey, send me your videos and I'll doctor them up." So yeah, I don't do that.
Right. The sausage is being made somewhere else, folks. I'm convinced there's like 10 people in the world that know how to do all that stuff. And nobody actually knows to talk to them. You have a podcast? Yeah, but I send it out to wherever to get it edited. But anyway, great job. What a fun night. Always great to do this segment. I'm looking to bounce back. Everyone's looking to just plug ahead and as we learn. I'm glad Stevie reminded us of teasers, and we have all kinds of different bets going on, college, NFL. So watch us here at Think Tank Sports. Check us out on all our social media platforms. Give us a review. Please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, and especially the Lose With Us videos. That would help us a tremendous amount. But until we talk to you again here at Think Tank Sports, where we think and you listen as we strive for 5. Peace.
See ya.